Hello and welcome to our bi-weekly meeting of the Healthy Minds. Today we have special guests joining us because when I shared that I was gonna be doing this with you guys, everyone's like, "Oh, can we join in? And can we spread the news?" And absolutely. So there may be some people joining us that don't have a clue as to who we are. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a behind the scenes of who we are. We're literally just a fit family who is literally on a journey just to get better every single day, and we focus on the whole self. So not only are we improving our physical bodies, but our nutrition, our mindset, our communities, and everything that comes in between that. So everyone and their mother is focused on the end of the year and on the holidays, and we are focused on ending the year strong. So yes, we're shopping, yes, we're doing the gifts, and yes, we're doing a lot of that. But more importantly, we are making sure that we are checking in with ourselves and making sure that our goals are set and right. So I want to first of all congratulate everyone who started and completed the 3-day refresh right after the Thanksgiving break. I see a few of you trickling over, and the results have been amazing. It continues to be an average of 4 to 9 pound weight loss, which is an amazing way to boost your motivation and your to see that it is possible when you focus on nutrition. I'm also thinking that for this next week, we have exactly about, I would say, a week and a half before Christmas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the challenge of the 6-day meal plan so that we can all focus on losing 6 to 7, even 8 pounds just this week. Okay, so I'm going to bump it up, and I know Savi can do that in her group, and so can Melissa, and we can all just bump that up so that we can stick to focusing our nutrition. And the goal is, guys, that when Christmas comes, we can enjoy Christmas and then we can fall right back into our plan because we know it works. We just have to stick to it. I also want to make sure that you are aware that right now we have available the Bar Blend access. You do need to have a Coach account so that if you're only a customer at this point and you're like, Unides, but I'm trying to go into the BOD and it doesn't let me. The reason is you have to upgrade your account from being a customer into a coach so that you can, number one, get access to the VIP group that Elise Joan Fitness is hosting, where she's going to be focusing a lot more on nutrition and how the workout goes. Then you have access to basically the first 2 weeks of the program in addition to the meal plan. I made a video and I shared with you how to get access to the 7-day meal plan with Ultimate Portion Fix and with the To Be Mindset. Just go in the groups and find it. We do offer you the support you need, but you need to do your part and show up. So today was Wednesday, and it is mandatory to step in that scale. And if you haven't done so, please make sure you do. I am very, very grateful and very proud of all of the people who are number one on day 50 of MM100, people who have graduated from the work, and people who are jumping into the bar. Completely excited because when we stay stagnant, nothing changes. But when we change our attitude, everything in our horizon changes. So I'm not sure, Norris, did I miss anything in the announcement?
Not as of right now. You mentioned Super Saturday?
Super Weekend? That's what Super Weekend, please.
It's happening. It is happening, and it's coming to you in theaters near you. January 11th. Drumroll, please. Want to confirm it's going to be in Queens. More info on that. Guys, these days are passing by quickly. We want to make sure that we're jotting all of this information down and that we are also inviting. This is a great opportunity for us to join as a community and truly start the new year, the new decade together. It's going to be explosive. And why? Because we're going to have the honor of having Idalis be here with us in New York City. I'm not sure if you ever met her, if you ever did her program, Miss Demas, but she is just truly a gem. I've met her, I've had the honor of meeting her in person, and she has a story to be told. And I think that we need to invite our friends, and especially our baby moms, moms that have had babies and have had situations with their abdomen. She's going to go deeper into that topic. So you want to make sure that as of right now, you are creating that momentum that you yourself is going to be present there. There is power in events. I think that that's the number one reason Honoris and I have continued on. It's because it's community. I know for a fact that we wouldn't be able to continue on this journey if we wouldn't have you amazing people in our lives, and events are it. So January 11th is our next meetup. Make sure that you set it up in your calendar, you have a reminder, and that you do not go alone. All right.
And if you're not local, you can always host one in your community, or just find where yours is. I know that Mari is in Florida, and she always meets up with Anel and Yari, and they go to the one in Florida. So team up, raise your hand in the groups, and let people know that you're interested in attending these events. How can you get there? And sometimes, guys, all it takes is for somebody to say, I'm going to be there. Let's meet up.
And it's a beautiful thing to see each other. I know that this past weekend, some of us met, and it's beautiful to see those small little squares become human form, and we're able to embrace each other and just connect on a deeper level. Guys, we're talking every single day in these groups, and we get a chance to meet up in person and get to know each other, mingle, take our selfies, and just have a blast. So that's coming up. Make sure to save the date, and if you need more info, by all means, let us know, and we will give you the 411.
So we're going to jump right into the topic, because we want to make it interactive, and we are virtually. So I know that right now Lady Lean is working on hers, on her vision board. I know others are truly just getting ideas on what to fill in on these papers. So I want to just give you a snapshot as to why is it that this is important for us to do. And I know that I kind of did a little inventory, and the conversations came up, and the words of intimidation, I don't see the use of it. I don't know where to even start. Those words came up when the idea of creating a vision board or even writing goals came down to. And I completely can relate, because I never did a vision board before I started on this journey. I never wrote my goals down, even before being on this journey. It's something that I didn't even pay mind to, because I'm the type of person that if you need me to show up at whatever time, I'm going to be there. I don't need to write it down on a piece of paper. I think that's stupid. Why do I have to put a picture of myself waking up in the morning? I got an idea of what that looks like. But with time, I understood that if I wasn't being successful in not doing those things, I might have taken some time and actually do what was working for other people. So successful people have proven a few things that we need to adopt if we want to see success as well. And one of them is they set clear, smart goals, and then they create an action plan so that those goals become reality. Because we can wish all we want, we can dream to the stars, but until we find a way to execute, all of those things are going to go with the wind. And that was usually my problem. Like, I don't like to be those kind of people that talks a good talk and doesn't have the walk behind her. So that was my fear when doing a goal board or writing down my goals or even thinking of a vision, because I felt the responsibility of not letting myself down and not letting anybody else down. But tonight I want to give every single one of us permission to dream big. Let's just dream big. Let's just allow ourselves the idea that we can and we will, because we do. Why not? And I don't know if anybody wants to interject in this, but I know that for Norris, we have this conversation because Norris is one of the strong people that she's very hard on herself. And adding dates to goals is frustrating. So Norris, can you piggyback off of that?
Of course. Thank you so much for pointing out my weaknesses. Look, at the end of the day, I'm honest, I'm real, and something happens when you jot down a date and the date arrives and you haven't met the goal. So if you're an overachiever, if you're an A-type personality and you are really your biggest competition and you're also your worst enemy, caveat, warning, warning, take it easy. This is just a vision and it's setting you up for success. Don't put a date that is going to kill you. This is just a benchmark and you're working towards it. So the way that I'm looking at this is, and I'm going to go back to weight loss because it's the easiest way for me to discuss this. It's what I had to do in this decade that just passed. And it's literally breaking it down into small little bites so they were more attainable. When I started my journey, I was the heaviest. So I couldn't expect to lose 80 pounds in 1 month. So the way that I had to go about it was I had to backtrack. So I put it into small little buckets and I gave myself a 2-pound weight loss every single day. So it was kind of like a roadmap, right? Benchmarks. So you have a specific goal. Yes, you want to lose 80 pounds. Now you have a whole year. I gave myself 3 months to kind of lose 30 pounds. So I literally had a roadmap for the next 3 months with a date. Norris will be at this weight with the number of the scale that I wanted, the size of the clothing, and what I was going to give myself if I obtained that goal. So it's not the huge number, you're working towards it. And then every time that the month passes, you can do an annual or a month review and see what you need to tighten up, what you need to change. And at the end of the day, if you're not meeting the goal, then whatever you're doing needs to change. It's not that you don't work. It's just whatever you're doing just has to shift. You don't change the goal, you change what your actions are so that you can obtain the desire.
The result.
Right, the result.
Absolutely. So I'm not sure if somebody tell me, what are you doing? Are you going to be taking notes? Are you working on your vision board? Or you had no idea and you just got invited to this event? Like, somebody share. We're going to open up the mic because this is who we are, right? Quickly.
I am working. Hi, everybody. I am working and this is my first time doing it. And I have a little sister. Come say hi. So I got her involved. We got PGs and everything. And I don't want her to be as lost as I am in this world. So I'm like, hey, okay, whatever. I invited her. So we actually have notes already pertaining to the video that you made and Diana as well. And it's just like making it happen. Yeah.
Perfect. So the conversation that we're going to have tonight is going to develop and it's going to give you more ideas. And I think it's important for you to also think that there's no right or wrong way to do this. So I'm just going to jump in and then if anybody.
This is a picture I had taken years ago. She's actually, what's her name? Hilary Duff?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me. I have a file for my vision board. And she was one that I wanted to symbolize, not so much her weight, but her posture, confidence in shorts. And look at her hair. I might go a little bit lighter. It works, guys. You might not be exactly there, but it's a vision of what I wanted to accomplish, feeling comfortable in my own skin. So this works as well if you're a visual person as myself. Find someone that you want to identify with. I know that J-Lo is huge for me. I love her. She's a hardworking woman. She personifies what I think a woman should be. Yes, work. Yes, feel good in your own skin. Yes, be the all, but also be nurturing, caring, and just have that sass and never let it go. So whatever floats your boat, like you want to make sure that you have that visual of where is it that you want to go, like a road to success.
Awesome. So I'm sharing my screen with you so that we can kind of go through the process and then we're going to have an open discussion and examples that we can all relate to and we can apply as well. So be ready to be interactive. We're going to have some participation and it's going to be fun. So ready, set, go. 2020 vision board party. I actually love the new year that we're going into because it inspires me. I feel like 2020 brings back clarity. It helps me feel like we are setting ourselves up for success with just a number. Like when you get your eyes checked and you have 2020 vision, that means you are clear. You don't need to wear glasses. So, but we need to be intentional about what goes into our vision board, okay? So I know that right now you had some time to kind of break it down by the goals you want to achieve. And as Nora said, you're going to kind of backtrack it and you're thinking about, okay, so what are the goals I want to achieve in my spiritual life, in my health, in my finances, in my career, in my family, in my romantic life, in my personal growth, and where do I want to experience joy? And I'm bringing up the list of those seven areas that we kind of discussed, right? But now I want you to think about, okay, this vision board that you're going to bring to life has to represent the dreams, the goals, and the life that you desire. Because when you look at the vision board, it should give you the feel. So if you like the color pink, it brings you peace, use that. If you like the ocean, think of that. If you like a certain music, bring that out, bring that to life. And when you find yourself thinking about, I want to start, like, for example, something that came to mind when I was thinking about my spiritual, I was like, I should do like a Bible study in my house. And I felt right away an immediate negativity, like, but I can't host on a weekly basis a Bible class in my house. But then I thought to myself, how can I make it happen in a way that makes it possible? And then I'm breaking that down, right? So that's an example. And I want you to practice seeing yourself bringing those goals to life. So, for example, Norris brought out the picture of Hilary Duff, right? See yourself in a confident posture. See yourself with a different hair color, if that's how you envision yourself. See yourself in a house, but imagine yourself in that house. And I know when I thought, like, because I'm not a big thinker, I had taught myself to think big. When I used to think of myself in a future home, I would think of like little tiny houses. And then I was slapping myself. Like, why? Why am I thinking like of a little house? Why can't I allow myself to dream of a 4-bedroom home? Why can't I allow myself in a detached house? Why can't I allow myself to think of driving and having 2 cars parked in my house and having a 3-car garage? Why? Why am I limiting myself, right? And those, when I expand my thinking, now I'm allowing myself to think bigger and to give myself the possibility that it is going to happen. And here's the thing. I go back to my spirituality because it's very aligned with who I am. So, and I don't apologize for that, but everybody has their spiritual center. Before we were created, our creator had everything in mind. He had the master plan. So if you have something in your heart, it was because your creator has already planted it there. The only reason it hasn't come into fruition, into life, is because you haven't believed it hard enough to make it real. So our work is to get into the habit of making our vision board come to life without a time frame, without the stress of making things happen, but showing up with the hard work and ethics it's going to require for those things to become real. And it starts with our mindset. And it starts with thinking that we can, because we will. And that's going to take the work. So for those of you doing the bar, she's going to help us do a lot of that, because she's going to bring in the words of affirmation. And I'm going to be very honest. She spoke about the word ambition, and it really helped me see that there is space for me to grow. Because I used to look at ambitious people as people who are like, como, how do you say that? Como attached to the money, and then they were like all money and not real. You know what I mean? So I know that I have that. I have to break apart with that. So now the first step in order for us to create a vision board is to start with what we want to end in mind. Okay, so start with the end in mind. Like Nora said, you want to lose 30 pounds, start to break it down and bring it down to 10 pounds at each time. And think about your goals. So think about, and again, when you're thinking about your goals, you're gonna feel tempted to ask somebody else. Do you think we should work on this? Like if you're doing your goals and you happen to have your husband nearby or your sister nearby or your best friend nearby, you're gonna feel tempted to ask. It's none of their business. It's not anyone else's business but your own to get clear on your goals and to truly dig deep into your life and ask yourself the deeper questions like, what is happiness? What does it mean for me to live a fulfilled life? What does success equal? And now this is where we're going to work. So I want everybody to take a piece of paper out. And I want you to just, if you don't have a piece of paper, take a notebook, write it down. If you have one of these, just in there, jot it down. Like, what is your definition of happy? When you think of being fulfilled, what fills your cup? When you feel successful, what makes you feel that? And perhaps, guys, like I want to be really honest and raw and as authentic as I can, but sometimes we need certain things in order for us to feel happy. We need to do certain things in order for us to feel successful. And that's where the work is going to come into play. Let's get some writing down. And I'm going to actually use the timer. So if you're listening to this in the recording, this is your work. This is your call out to work. And we're going to spend about 3 minutes just jotting down what is it that I need in my relationship to feel happy? What is it that I need in my life to feel happy and to feel successful? What is it that I feel in my career to feel happy and successful? I know that's where I felt stuck in my career. And that's what caused me to find this journey in my life because I was stuck. I saw myself like I had accomplished what I was supposed to feel successful, yet I felt empty on the inside. And because I felt empty on the inside, I knew I needed to do more. And that helped me be open to what was next and what was coming. So take a moment and let's just jot these things down. And I know this is weird to be on a meeting and have somebody like, I thought you guys were going to talk to me, but this is your time to truly like put this as your time to invest in you. Because honestly, that brings me happiness, that brings me joy. To know that I own my time, that I don't have to ask people for permission. And because this is an interactive, we have about a minute left. So if anybody would love to volunteer, what is one goal you're working on, or what's one thing that you want to work on that is going to help you feel more fulfilled, more successful, more that you would like to share, if you would like.
This is itchy. Okay, I don't know. Let's get this ball rolling. um, my number one priority, besides working on myself, like besides like keeping, like to keep taking time for myself, it's really to intentionally work on my relationship. I don't have a bad relationship, but I just feel like the routine and like we could get lost. I feel like I don't want to shift apart too far where we cannot get closer together. And I heard this already from I'm not sure if it was kind of a preacher or whatnot, but it said, oh, okay, this is where I had it from. I went to the Daniel Habib conference, and he states that he really encourages a marriage or a couple, whatever, to pray together. And I've never done that with my husband. So I'm really looking forward to praying with him, because I feel like I have plans and he has plans, and we haven't met our plans together. Like we're just like, I don't know, oh, nos casamos. Yeah, we pay the bills, we have a house, it's just like yendo con la vida, como con la corriente,
Right.
que la corriente lo lleva. Like I want us to have a purpose together.
And the same thing goes with other areas of your life as well. And bringing it, pinpointing them. And imagine if you do the same exact thing as to what would make me feel successful in my spirituality, what would make me feel successful in my health, in my finances, in my career, in my and family, in my romance, in my personal growth, and in where I experience joy. If we get that specific, I think we're going to have a very beautiful, a beautiful goal. I don't know if you've ever read the book, the Dare Challenge. I'm going to send a picture to you so you can both read it together as a new year. It's an amazing book for couples. So we're going to move on to the next part that will be taking place when you're creating your vision board. So here's the thing, right? When you're creating a vision board, there's different ways you can do it. So you can do it in a virtual way. So you can just take like a collage and put up pictures that kind of bring to life your dreams and your goals. Or you can take a cork. I haven't brought my vision board down yet, but you can take your like a Canva, a cork board, a bulletin board, an oak tag. Eunice is going to share with us how she created her board once I finish explaining this part. Okay, Eunice? So you just have to gather the supplies you want ahead of time. So like Nora said, you start putting things like in a folder, or like you just start collecting things and just one day work on it. So it is important to do magazines, pictures of things that really evoke the emotion you want to get out of. I also believe a lot in words. So if you want to go to Michael's and they have like, you know, if you like doing scrapbooking, they have that section and you can just take out, you know, words that stand out, cutouts from newspapers, magazines, words that when you look at it, it helps you. Like if you're in a dump or if you're having a shitstorm in your mind, it helps you snap out of it. And it reminds you that, you know, there's more, and that this is why you're working and this is why you're doing what you're doing. So think about where you want to be long term. Not exactly where you are today, but perhaps where you want to be 1 year from now, 5 years from today, and 10 years when the next decade comes around. How do you want to look back and be in your personal health, in your business, in your family? Like if you haven't taken a vacation, guys, put it down there as a goal that you're going to take a vacation. Because now you can backtrack yourself and figure out like, okay, what do I have to do to get there? What do I have to do to earn a vacation? What do I have to do to pay for my vacation? A lot of us, I know for me, I wanted to stay home to educate my children, But I had a career, and all my life I knew that I did not want to be a burden to my husband. So I wanted to stay home, but I'm not the type of person that if I want to buy underwear, I'm going to tell my husband, can you give me $20 so I can buy underwear? I want to be able to know that I have $20 in my wallet that I can go and buy underwear if I want. So if in your vision board you have the thing that is going to help you go there, like put it there. Like maybe you want to buy a house and you're like, damn, but I'm not working. Maybe I can do this and maybe I can do that. And that's where you're going to start to get creative. And that's why we're doing the vision board, because it's bringing us with the end in mind. Okay. So Eunice, I'm going to stop sharing so that you can share your part. Where are you?
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna show a little example. I did a video in one of our groups, and like I said, from personal experience, I overthought the process. I didn't have space for a nice frame, and I thought I needed all the supplies, forgetting the point of making my visions visual to, again, be reminded. Because like when Edie said, I wanted to point out, buying the house, maybe you don't get it in the next year, but that reminds you of your other actions towards that. So an event that I went to blew my mind away. It was something as simple as using sort of like a folder. This is a manila folder, but guys, if you have cardboard, a regular folder is fine. And we started here in the front. I did these labels just so that it could be more visible to you guys. But when you open it, it's kind of like your vision board there. I don't know if you can see it. I have 4 sections, and I use the ones that were in the list, the goal categories. So, and then in the center, you can do like your word, 2020. We've been discussing that in our groups as well, choosing our words and words that we're gonna focus on. And in the back, kind of like a referral to a daily affirmation, something that we can constantly look at, read over, confirming like where we're going with this idea, why, how it makes us feel. But the point of this one is more like easy to access. It's portable, you can carry it with you, you can work on it. Guys, if you haven't ever done one, maybe this is how you start today. You need 2 pieces of paper and you can start envisioning things and it brings you ideas. So again, that's simple. In the front though, it has, I suggest a picture of yourself and identifying words that you want to identify with that describe who you are in line with the conference we just went to on the weekend. Who are we? You know,
and I want to take it a little bit further. Because like, for example, you see where you said like in the front, you put a picture of yourself and then envision yourself as that confident woman. What is it that you need to become that? Eunice, can you hold it up again? Because I think this was really powerful. And when you shared it in the group, I was like, everybody needs to know. Go ahead, show it again. Let me see if I put you on speaker view. Go.
So like I said, I did a visual one. So it could show you like in the front, it would be about you, all about yourself. Again, with a picture in the center. When you open it, it has 4 corners. So this corner is like the spiritual and health, family and romance. As we all know, all of these things eventually intertwine. Your powerful word here in the center, what you want to stand out, and tying it all together at the back with a daily affirmation. And like I shared in our group, for me, it might be a prayer that I will refer to daily. And I know a lot of us are doing devotionals and things like that. We can get ideas from there. And again, or even a list of affirmations that we know we're gonna refer to. Easy access, keep this on your desk. You can actually, when the event I went to said to carry it with you, because constantly we're being reminded. The point was more that it doesn't have to be permanent either. You could always be working on it. But to start, if you don't start, like, again, it's just ideas in your head and you don't have reference. And real quick, I just want to show an example of one that I actually did. It was a picture of me. This was last year at one of the events. And I have a lot of words, inspirational, helpful, again, things I wanted to continue. In the inside, up front, sparkle. I hadn't gone on a vacation, and I did, and I had a lot of beach time by the summer. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. So again, leaving space to add. Nothing is permanent. That's the point. I limit because it has to be beautiful and perfect. Nobody else has to see it.
It's just good for you. It's great. It's enough for you to kind of be reminded and stay focused on again, what is your future? What's going to be the future that you're looking for? And unless we don't spend the time doing this, we're honestly going to spend a lot of time. We're going to waste a lot of time going around in circles trying to discover who we are, but we haven't taken the time to work on describing who we want to be, right? And who that
we want to
means.
be, but then also what do we need to do to get to that point? So I love the folder. When I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is awesome because it's tangible. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it on a constant basis. So I think it's a good reminder when we're doing prayer time, where we do the affirmations on a daily basis, looking at the future self, and then are you being true to that woman you want to become in the future, right? Because oftentimes we become very dreamy, and I love to dream, and I think tonight is an opportunity that we're gifting ourselves that. But what happens when we're not in the mood and we look at the folder and we're like, yeah, right. But did you make your future self proud? Because at the end of the day, every single choice that you make on a daily basis is going to get you closer to that vision that you set forth, right? And then when you reflect back on the monthly basis or quarterly, whenever you decide to, you're able to have benchmarks and grade yourself and say, you know what? I need to tweak some things around. So just always think of that. Always say, am I making myself proud, my future self proud? Am I stepping into her every single day?
So here we gave you an example on what to do, and just get in the mood and just create. I know that as for the recent, we did a leadership event, and we were given these handouts, and I am very proud of the fact that many people put it into action. And tonight, my hope and the hope of all of us is that you don't just listen to this, but that you actually put it to good work. Don't allow January to come without doing this work, because then you're going to feel like you're not moving forward in life, and it's because you didn't take the time to actually know what you were supposed to be working for. So get in the mood for dream creation. Maybe put some music on. I know that there are certain songs, spiritual songs, music playlists that evoke like that inspiration of I can conquer anything. Do it at a time when you're not going to get interrupted. Also do it when, like, I know some of us want to share everything we're doing, even with our significant other and with our husband and with the people around us, with our mother, with our mother-in-law. But what happens is when we're doing these things, they can shut us down and they can interfere with what we're focused on. So if you're focused on, becoming more confident, you want to do more public speaking, you want to help more people, you want to volunteer more, and you kind of share that with somebody, they might be like, really? You? ¿Qué será lo que tú enseñas? Like, don't. This is your time to be selfish and to keep it to yourself. So keep it to yourself in a sense where be jealous with your dreams and your goals, and you don't share them with just anyone, because other people, there's a lot of nasty vibes out there, and you want to make sure that you hold them sacred, okay? And they're your dreams, and who cares if people think you're not qualified for them? Remember, if they were put in your heart, it's because that means you are called to do that. So I know that for me, a lot of the words are like, I can't, like whenever I see the word conquer, I know that those words help me. Present, I know that being centered, persistent, determined. Right now, I'm very focused on joy, and not because we're in the holidays, but that inner joy that is inside of me, and anything or anyone who is gonna come and fight against me or try to steal my joy, I'm gonna put repellent against them. Sorry, I can't.
The little one.
If you can mute your phones, that would be amazing, because when I'm sharing screen, I can't do it. So, I'm trying to find. I think I got it. Okay, so I'll share screen again. So that is important to be jealous with your dreams. The next one is, and it's the final one. That's not the final one, but kind of like a reminder of what we should do. Like Eunice mentioned before, read your statements on a daily basis, because here's the thing. Faith comes when we hear things. We have to hear them first. Again, we have to bring it to life. I love it that you can write it. I know that you can read it, but I want you to read it out loud so that you can actually hear yourself. Some people will write things like write sticky notes the night before in the morning and just read it in the mirror in the bathroom when you get there. I am qualified. I am able. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am forgiven. I am. And when you write those I am, and you're writing them in present tense, you're already embracing the truth and you're walking in it. All you have to do next is believe it. Be grateful. Begin to act as if you are already there. I know that just like we are a fitness family, we are also leading a team, we're also leading our families, we're also in tune with our higher selves, right? If we want more in life, we have to start acting like the person who has more in life. If you want to have a positive life, then you have to start living a positive life before the positive life actually happens. If you want to have a financially free life, you have to start acting like the person who has a financially free life. If you want to have more influential friends, you have to begin to act and surround yourself by people who are going to influence you in a positive way. And I'm going to be very honest, and again, I'm being raw and real, but you're going to lose some friends in this process of becoming your best self. And some of those things are actually good. Because if you look around and actually you look behind you, and the people who have left you, they're probably in the same place they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They're still in that same struggle. So if you are in a circle where everyone is still in the same, struggling with the same negative Nelly mentality, that nothing is ever enough, if they're always just looking for the next nightclub that they want to attend, and it's like you ask them like, okay, so what's your goals? Like, what are your plans? And they have nothing. It's okay if they don't want to hang with you and you have to tell them, you know what, I have an event to attend and I can't come to your house. I will show up later. And it's okay if they give you the ugly faces. It's okay if they criticize you, because you're making moves in your life so that you can improve and they can be inspired and influenced by your actions. Don't be pushed back by them. And I want you to be grateful for the good that is already present in your life. And this is going to be the homework after you're doing your vision board. We'll come in and share with you what you should be doing next. But a lot of it is just making a list of all of the good things that are happening and that have happened in your life so that you can see physically that it's not all lost, right? And many times we miss the blessings because we're waiting for them to come when they're staring at us right in our face. Acknowledge any goals you have achieved. So I know that I make it mandatory in my groups to step on the scale. I know that is a mandatory thing. I know that we make it a mandatory thing to drop your foods, like write them down on your journal, because that is the only way you can track progress. We know we ask for those before pictures and then we ask you for the updated 30-day pictures because that is how you're going to identify that you're making progress and you can actually celebrate them. Because if not, then you're not even going to know. And that's why when you set up your goals, it is also important for you to set mile markers. So for example, man, I wish I had my piece of paper. So let's say you have a goal that is to lose 10 pounds. And when you reach those 10 pounds that you lost, you want to buy yourself a new pair of sneakers. When you reach 30 pounds weight loss, you're going to give yourself a spa. When you reach 50 pound weight loss, you're going to go out with your husband on a romantic date so that you can wear that sexy lingerie, right? When you achieve a certain goal, financial goal that you actually have in the bank, those amount of money that you said you were going to save by X, Y, and Z time, you're reserving that to actually celebrate. And you can take maybe your family out that day and say, guys, we made it. We reached the goal. I know for me and our family, like we make it a big deal when we earn our Success Club trips. We're going to Punta Cana this year. And we let them know, like, we're working towards this all year round. And then when the time is close, we let them know, like, we're close. We're almost getting there. Let's keep going. And that way it gives them an understanding that everything has a reward behind it. And sometimes it doesn't have to be related to food. I mean, I hope it's not always related to food. Do things that are going to celebrate and help you see the actual change. Acknowledge the presence of God in your life and remember to stay hopeful. I'm very blessed. I received a gift this birthday, and it's a bracelet that says that in stay hopeful. Just stay hopeful. There's good people still left in this world. There are still good things happening, and you do not have to be tarnished by the negativity. You can make a difference because that's why we're here together, and that's why we're here, so that you can see and look around you. You're not alone. There's other people who are on the same mission like you are. And if we stick together and we keep embracing our future and our vision for a better tomorrow, we're going to make big strides. Now, before I move on to the last and final step, I know that Diana Bernard also is basically finished with her vision board. I would love, Diana, where are you? If you can share your take, because you did a whole background on how to come up with the words. Diana, where are you?
I'm here.
Okay.
Do you see me?
I can see you now.
Hi. I'm almost done. I was looking at my sheet and I have a few things that I want to post on it. But I know with a lot of reflection, I know what I need for myself to get to, to manifest these visions. And for me, it was really important to come up with words that really push me when I'm tired, because I know that's my Achilles heel. And I was sharing with the group that it's valid. We're moms. Like I work full time, and I have my kids and my family, and I'm literally nonstop. And I'm from morning to night. So, but I know that if I'm strategic, and I was looking at like my first goal is to revamp my morning routine, because that's where I have to, do the work, do my workout, do my side business work, like just everything. And like that's the time it has to happen, because that's the time I'm at my best. So what I needed to do was come up with words that, like you were saying before, when I'm tired or when I don't have that motivation in that moment, to just do it anyway, because I know what I have on that board. I want it so bad. And I'm going to do anything it takes to get there. So I put, let me see if I can just take it down. I think I can. Okay. So this is what it just looks like so far. I don't know if you can see, but these are words that I kept writing down every single day to see. I needed to really make me have a lot of feelings, you know. um like things like I can, I could, things that I can control. We always say like control the controllable. Like I could only control my attitude and my effort. Focus, be brave to do the things that I'm afraid to do, to go all in, to transform, rise, that I can do everything with Christ. And something that you said about being persistent, and I actually wrote it, like I am persistent, and about everything that I've done so far with my life is because I am persistent. And it was Jay-Z's birthday the other day, and I saw this quote. The genius thing that we did was that we didn't give up. And that, I'm like, if that's gonna push me, because we're hustlers, baby. That's, I had Jay-Z in my head, like like over and over. And I'm doing Lyft, which I'm really not into, and I listen to Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they get me motivated. So so that's what, like, I really want my vision board to like work with me every single day, and just putting it to work. So now, like, I'm gonna go all in my morning routine, because that's how I know I'm gonna get these things done. Like, anything
Absolutely.
that I have for my health and fitness, and for my life and business.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think when, like, okay, so what words do I write? But I think this gives us a visual of exactly where to go and how to come up with those words. And I
Everybody
know
has different words, yeah. And so many words inspire you, but which one tugs at you? Like, which one, like, when you write it, it makes you feel so good. And that's why you're writing them. You have to keep writing them until they pop out at you, and like, oh, that's the word. That's the word.
I know that at every year we choose a word to just be that word that is the one we take with us for the year. And I find that in my hardest moments, I go back to that word that I chose, and it always helps me find the reasoning and purpose. So some of those words have been like lead in, all in, make change happen. Like sometimes you want it to happen by itself, but you have to make it. So it's the effort you put behind it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
Just like one little thing, when you have a baby and you're trying to name your baby, and you have a list of names, and you always go back to that one name, and today, just sharing with everyone, I've been going back to transform, and I know that that's what I really want. So I think
and I know that you mentioned in the video, you had a transformation before your third child.
Yeah, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah,
a little bit. And it was pretty awesome. This is why documenting and taking pictures is so awesome, because like it says, like, you can, end of story. And that's something that I have shared with others. And I'm like, that is really motivating to me. Like, no matter what doubts you have, that's my answer. I can, end of story. Like, shut up.
End of story.
But
Absolutely.
that's how powerful it needs to be.
Thank you.
I want to say one thing
about,
since you're on the topic of the word. I remember, I know a lot of us they have this My Intent bracelet that makes you choose a word. And it's not an ad for them, although I love it and I have one of them. They've gotten really creative with helping people even choose words. If you go to their website, they even have like a quiz, and I liked it because it really, I identified with it. So if you, again, just sharing another idea, it was a good quiz, and it gave you, like, you see what you just shared, Oniris, where you're like, all your words lead towards that topic. It gives you that at the end, more than one, and then you choose which one sticks out. And the one that I was thinking of was on the list. So they have quizzes and ways to help you if you have any, if you haven't started.
Thank you. Thank you. And I got my bracelet, and it says, guess what? Conquer. So I want to share another example of a vision board that has been completed, and it took Saudi many years to see it come to fruition. Saudi, if you want to unmute yourself and share on it, or you just want me to share it. I love the couples massage, because I know you guys go on couples massage. I've already seen that. I don't know. You're there? No? So here is, I could see, like, if I just look at it, give freely, something that Saudi is known for. 20,000 strong, always team oriented, focused on rank advancement and New Year's resolution, time and spend more time with family. That's amazing. And that's something that has been on her priority list. El corazón de la
Ladies,
abuelita.
permiso. She said to unmute her.
I have to mute her? Okay. ¿Por dónde fuiste? There we are. You're unmuted. I can't hear you. No? Ra, ra, ra. Nada.
Log out and log in, Saudi.
Nada. Hablo otra vez. No.
Quizá el audio de ella está con un Bluetooth.
No sé, como que no tiene buena señal. So I'll share the screen again and basically just have you guys look over it. Maybe she can go and share a little bit in the group. I love the J-Lo, lose belly flat. I think belly fat, I think we all want to do that. Run faster. I mean, the words pop out to me, and something about bullshit. I definitely could relate. So I think it comes down to what are your priorities, and here you can see that family is at her top priority list. And 2017 was when we all did our vision boards, and I think we need an upgrade. So I definitely am looking forward to it. And I know that I want to be respectful of your time. So I'm going to come in and bring on the final slide. And then if you guys have any questions or feedback, we can move from there. So here it is. So share, I can't wish for it. Action is what makes magic happen. I will tell you with every ounce of blood that is pumping in my heart that I wish I could tell you, guys, all we have to do is just wish. All we have to do is just make this vision board and everything is going to happen. We're going to make it come to reality. But the truth is, unless we take action, nothing is going to happen. I know that many of us are using the word busy and I can't and I won't because I don't have the time. But a lot of the time is that we're not really being conscious of how we're using our time to get us closer to our goals. And I'm not judging anyone and I'm not gonna, single anything out, but a lot of times we are gonna have to sacrifice sleep in order to make our vision board come to life. Many times we're gonna have to say no to events and outings because we want our vision to be a reality. We're gonna have to there's a series that came out on Amazon Prime. It's my favorite. And I said to myself, that's my birthday gift. I'm gonna watch it. But I have it on hold because that is not an income producing activity. That is not getting me closer to my goals. When I think of the things that help me feel fulfilled, successful, happy, watching a whole series on Amazon or Netflix is not what I need to help me get there. And yes, I understand everybody needs a time to rest. But if you have a deep desire in your life to have a better relationship with the people who surround you, to improve your finances, to have a better health, to improve your spirituality, you're gonna have to give up something in order to make it happen. And I know it's hard. It's not easy to pick and choose. Sometimes you pick on devoting all the time you have to your family, but sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice your family. I remember when my kids were younger, I barely spent a lot of time with them because I worked a lot. I dealt with dealing with my full-time job and dealing with my business. and dealing with my transformation. And I had to sacrifice me and put me last. But 7 years later, the discipline and the determination that has developed out of that, I have to say that makes me proud. Am I exhausted? Many times, yes. But am I satisfied? Yes. So always ask yourself, especially now during the holidays, is it really worth dropping your health goals that you worked so hard for just for a week of the holidays? Is it really worth? Is it really worth it? Is it going to bring you closer to your goals? Or can you just pick and choose what you're going to celebrate and how you're going to spread? So I know there are different parties happening here and there, but let's be conscious of the choices we're making in our nutrition, in our fitness, in our life. And let's always ask ourselves, like I know that's one thing Ilana says, do I really need this eating opportunity right now? So do you really need 5 hours marathon in front of a TV right now? Do you really need to swipe your credit card and get into debt right now? Do you really need to fall into the gossip and she said, he said, we said, they said? Are those things bringing you closer to your goal? If the answer is no, stay clear. And before I open, I promised couples, this is a great, if you talk about investment, this you can find in the library for free. You can download it. It's called The Fireproof, El Desafío del Amor, Atrévete a Amar. You can do it together. And it is a beautiful book for couples. For those of you who are dealing with weight issues and self-confidence and truly believing and connecting it with your faith, you are not what you weigh. End the war with food and discover your true value. This one is by Lisa Bevere. And the devotion that I'm reading is 100 Days to Brave. And it helps you journal. And it helps you really bring to life a lot of the things that maybe you haven't even paid attention to in a while. Any final thoughts? I think you can't unmute, Bobby.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh my God, thank God. I'm like, this was an amazing call. You guys are so blessed to have such an extraordinary leader that takes the time to walk you through this stuff. This is actually fun stuff for me. I love doing everything that has to do with vision. And I wanted Unides to share. Unides, can you just share my vision board? I just want to share something with you guys because I know Norris already shared her fear on her goals, and I think very differently than she does. And the reason for that is because I've always been an underdog. I've never been the type of person who achieves her goals. They've always called me do it twice Saudi. So for me, I have no problem with seeing my vision board and it taking me 2 or 3 years to get to where I envision myself getting. But I am very brave and very bold, and I do dream very, very big. And so I just want to walk you through my vision board in my own words because I'm the only one who knows my vision. And I want to do this because I want to make sure that you guys feel really, really comfortable with this, because your vision board doesn't need to be this technical thing. When you look at your vision, when you look at yourself, I like to say a day in the life of Norris 5 years from now, it needs to feel a little bit like a fairy tale. And the reason for that, guys, is because we were not designed to dream big. You know, most of us are minority Latinas who grew up in who were raised by immigrant parents, and we weren't really trained to dream big. And so when you think about vision, think about family, financial, fitness, business, and growth. Okay, that's kind of like the 5 quadrants when you look at it, and you look at the middle, and then you start putting it together, right? But I want to go over just a few things because I know we've been on for a long time. And so my center has always been my fitness and my business, because that is what's going to give me the stability to be able to do all the things around in my life that make me complete, which is my husband and my family and my team and my friends and my sisterhood and my grandmother when she was alive. And so what this vision board did for me, guys, is that I have it hung up in my room because there's still a couple of things on here that need to be accomplished. And every time I would walk out of my room in the morning, I would see my vision board. And so let's say I was going to make a decision that wasn't going to help me fulfill my goal. Let's use the team retreat for one. These are like 3 of our retreats, right? Let's say the vision was to go to a retreat in October, but there were a couple of my friends planning a trip to Vegas that was totally not aligned, because I know that if I go to Vegas, I can't do this retreat with my team, because then that's 2 times that I'm going to be away from my family, not including Summit. You guys are feeling me? It doesn't have to only be, you know, your audacious goals and your fitness and the income. It could be little things like, you know, for me, one of them was a sanctuary in my backyard, because I wanted to have a little space where if my team was going to come over in the summertime, where we could make little videos, where we could do little get-togethers, where I could do s'mores with the kids, like all those little things I would see every day. And so as I'm working hard and I'm staying up late, I know I'm working hard because I want that patio set. I know I'm working hard because I want to get that, you know, those bricks for the outside of my house, you know, because I want to have a couple extra dollars to be able to take that massage. That's what we want you to do when you're doing this vision board, so that you guys can stay centered. I had my sister do this last year. And every time my sister would text me and tell me, I'm taking the kids here, I'm going there. I said, Nicole, that wasn't on your vision board. Nicole, your vision board says you wanted to have $10,000 saved up by now. Where is that? Where is the money? What are you doing? You know? And so here comes the end of the year and nothing has been accomplished from that vision. You know, personal development has been a huge piece of my vision. And it's there, a book to show, to remind me. And so the biggest one that I want to share, and I'm gonna turn it over to Uni now, is 4-time elite team. Okay, this was 2017's vision. In 2017, the team didn't hit 4-time elite. The team ended at premier, but the following year it happened, and I was damn proud. Okay, I was damn proud of my failure and that I failed my team, because I knew that it would push me to work harder. It's okay to fail. The only reason why some of us are more successful than others on this team and earn more than others on this team is because of people like me who are willing to fail and are okay with having to do it twice. All right, guys, so don't be afraid of your vision. Go really big when you're putting this vision together, and put it somewhere in your bedroom or in your house that you can see it every single day.
Thank you, Salvi, for sharing. Amazing. I love it. I don't know if you can read the chat, but Mari just shared. I read today, you only live once. Not really. You die once. You live every day. And I think we have to bring our life to life. And it comes through by putting together what is it that we want. So here is 100 Days to Brave is the devotional that I'm reading on a daily basis. I started, if you've never read a devotional, one that I suggest for a starter is Jesus Calling by Sarah Noling, by Sarah, I forgot her name, Sarah Young. And this one is amazing. It helps you journal. What can I do to make money? But this is not at all. I think this is, all right, so I think Monica and Vilki, you guys should have a conversation, because Monica wants to know how to make more income and how to improve in that area. So absolutely, I think these things open us up into more opportunities and to becoming available. And I think that's a word that I want to use. Like, when you feel the tug, are you available to take the challenge? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and do better things? I know that next we do this bi-weekly, so the following would be Wednesday, December 25th. And I know you guys are so committed. I really do. I hear you screaming like, Unides, you're not gonna cancel. But here's the thing. It's Christmas Day. You don't want to see my face. And you're gonna be in other things. And I'm gonna be in other places. So we will reconvene in the new year. And I will honestly be making videos and connecting with you. And I ask each and every one of you to keep going. Dominique, I'm gonna call you out, girl. Your reflection onto what the workouts are doing and how they're transitioning into your personal life. I was like, that's my girl. I was so proud. So keep it coming, because you're not only inspiring or sharing what's happening in your life, you're inspiring us, and you're also giving us more purpose to what is really happening. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your participation. And we will see each other in this meeting of the Healthy Mind come the new year. So be blessed, and don't forget to be a blessing to somebody else. Ta-ta!